Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Finger Guns Podcast with Tony, Dave, and James. I am live on location, Jimmy, and I am here with...
On location, Big T, Tony B.
And...
Mega TIFF fanboy, Dave Baldwin.
Mega TIFF, it's upgraded.
It's been upgraded.
He had to take a pause to just tell us.
Why?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but it has been upgraded, even though while we're recording this, it is, day 75?
Day 106.
Day 8.
Day 8.
It has been a full week.
It has been.
I am tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. It's nice that we're sitting in the Scotiabank Lounge again and we're looking at the sun. It's a wonderful thing.
It is quite nice, but tired is definitely the feeling I have as well. Tony, how you feeling, buddy?
Well, I remembered my name today.
Hey, that's good.
I did. It's a plus for me. I did not remember my name yesterday. I'm definitely winding down. I'm relieved that we're in the home stretch. But it has been a great festival so far, and I'm hoping that we can continue this, continue our journey.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
to the end.
It's my last day.
Yes,
I think. As far as things go that are booked and such, maybe there's one more day in me, but as far as it goes right now, this is my last day. I watched 17 movies, which is pretty good. I feel good about myself.
Very, very proud of you, Jimmy.
I'm never at your levels, but I'm happy with myself.
You do your best. You
keeping
do your
my
best.
sanity and
There
my
you
peace.
go.
I'm proud of you.
Very proud. Very proud.
So, we want to get you guys up to date on what we've seen now since our last little episode came out. So we got a bunch for you. So let's get into it. Yeah, what do we think?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking go.
All right. What are we starting off with?
We might as well just start with Saturday Night, because that's the movie
Hell
that
yeah.
everyone's talking about right now.
We saw it last night.
We saw it last night, and I saw it the night before as well.
Yes, because you're a psychopath.
Glutton for punishment and wanted to watch it twice.
Yeah.
It's
The movie's so nice, Dave watched it twice.
It's the new film from Jason Reitman, which chronicles the last 90 minutes before the very first episode of Saturday Night Live went up.
Yes.
Went live.
Went live. Yeah.
On October 11th, 1975.
Yes. Yeah. Shot on 16 millimeter, super 16 millimeter film.
Grain has never looked so beautiful on celluloid.
True.
It's true. It's true. It has a very, very, very large cast.
Yes.
Which includes Rachel Sennett, our homegirl Rachel Sennett, J.K. Simmons, Willem Dafoe, Gabriel LaBelle,
Matthew Reese.
Yeah. I forgot that he was even in the...
Jay Farrell.
It's not Jay Farrell.
That's not Jay
No,
Farrell?
it's
Okay,
not
no,
Jay
it's
Farrell.
Justin... It's... no, man.
It's
Lamorne Morris.
There you go.
Lamorne Morris, also Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah.
Wolfhard's in it.
Paul Rust.
What's
his name?
Cousin Greg's name?
No, Nicholas Braun.
There you go.
Cooper Hoffman.
Yeah.
Robert Wool.
Yeah.
who was one of the only people not at the premiere screening.
Tracy Letts.
Yeah. Dylan O'Brien.
That's the name I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
Oh, and we're missing one of the MVPs of the movie.
Corey Michael Smith,
Yeah.
who was
Yep.
Chevy Chase.
Absolutely.
Matt Wood was John Belushi.
Yeah.
John Batiste.
Yes, John Batiste.
Yeah.
Kaya Gerber. Tommy Dewey.
Yeah. John Batiste, who starred in the movie and did the score for the movie.
He did. And Andrew Barth Feldman. He was pretty awesome.
Correct.
too.
Yeah.
So what did we think of this? I can give my... Do you want me to give my thoughts first, I guess?
Dave. Yeah, you
Because I saw it twice?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So I saw it at the premiere because I really wanted to see the cast. I really wanted a Q&A with Jason Reitman. And, I have a crush on Rachel Sennett. I'm not even going to lie about it. So
Yeah,
I really
we know.
wanted to see her.
Absolutely.
I really wanted to see her. I didn't get to see the llama, which I'm very upset about because the llama was outside, but they didn't bring the llama inside. But
Rude.
I would say 95% of the cast was there, which was insane.
Yeah.
I've never seen that many people at a
So
at a
packed on
screening.
that stage. From that photo you sent, it was nuts.
Yeah, but I I don't know if I was just not in the right place that day. It was my 4th movie of the day out of 5. I had just run from Piece by Piece, where I missed the protest, which was disappointing because I also missed the marching band.
Right.
But I went there, and I just wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't as into it as everyone else. So I decided, we had tickets for it the next day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll
check
check
it out again.
Since we managed to all sit together anyway, I would just check it out again because I couldn't really fill the hole as it was.
Yeah.
And I'm still not in love with it.
Fair enough.
I enjoy the chaos, the organized chaos.
Yes.
I enjoy the performances. I think they're all fabulous, even though literally every single woman in that cast gets shortchanged.
Absolutely.
What else do I want to say? And I don't know if it's just because of where I was sitting in the dress circle at Royal Alex for the premiere, and then we were sitting in the dress circle at Princess yesterday, but I felt like the score was overpowering some of the dialogue.
Yep. I can agree with that.
Like, it's a very eclectic score, but it's also like very in your face. Like, it's kind of just as chaotic.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes away, like, I know it's trying to build up heighten up your senses and kind of keep you on edge, but it takes away from what we're seeing on screen.
I mean, I'm intrigued to watch it again on a different sort of layout, like whether it's in a regular movie theater or at home. Because like, I don't know if that's just the sound design and just based on where we were sitting, we were on a speaker that had more of the music and less of the dialogue. Like, I don't know if that was a sound mixing balancing issue for the theater. Or it's legitimately that. Like, it's hard to know when there's that many speakers and you know that things are subdivided like surround sound, whether like it's a choice or it's a mess up of just the fact of the venue.
No matter what,
it's
still very loud in your face.
Yeah.
Either way. So
there's parts of that dialogue I did not even hear.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was the point, but
it might be the point.
Yeah.
Who knows? And then I'll let Tony say what he wants to say, but I thought the editing near the end was kind of just iffy, and also like it's fun and all to watch them recreate some of the skits, but I don't think we need to see the audience in the movie laughing. Like, we should be laughing.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yeah. Go.
You know me. Like, these kind of movies, I hold a special place in my heart because it's not one or two people that make a movie. It's a village of degenerates and outcasts.
I think it's more of like a metropolis in this case.
Yeah, definitely a metropolis. There were some odd choices. I didn't really like the whole subplot with Rachel Sennett's character and the Lorne Michaels character. I didn't think we really
LaBelle.
I didn't think we really needed that. And then there was some other sort, like I didn't really like how they focused too much on John Belushi and like whether or not he was going to be in the show, kind of thing.
Well, you have to focus on Belushi, though,
I understand, right? But I know, Dave, you liked his performance a lot better than me. I didn't really like the actor who played John Belushi. For me,
would spit in your coffee.
Yes, he did.
Dude, I'm allowed to have an opinion.
I'm just razzing you.
For me,
but unfortunately, no matter what, they had to focus on Belushi and Chevy Chase.
I totally get it, and I like that you brought up Chevy Chase because Corey Michael Smith is the MVP of this movie as Chevy Chase. He lights up the screen every time he's on. I was about 50-50 after we saw it, but the more I think about it, the more I like it. I love that he shot it on Super 16. It absolutely looked so gorgeous. Probably one of the best looking films of the festival, in my opinion. And I really dug the chaos. A lot of people are comparing this to Babylon and Birdman, and I think they're right on the money.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably err on the side of Birdman than maybe just the opening bit of Babylon, but
I would say more Birdman than Babylon, because Babylon is like a whole nother beast.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm somewhere, I think, between / more on Tony's side than anything on this one. I mean, it still suffers from the same Reitman problem of every single one of his fucking movies is too long for some inexplicable reason. Like, I don't understand how this man's entire career involves movies that are inexplicably too long. Like, I don't get it.
I think Juno's pretty short.
It's still too long. Anyway, that notwithstanding, like, I like the dynamic between Chevy and Jim Belushi in this. Like, I thought that was good. John Belushi, sorry. And
even Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd was really good.
I wanted more of him.
Yeah. The organized chaos was great. Chevy Chase was great. Like, it was just well done. And like, I think to your point, it captured the moment well for where Chevy was in his career at that exact moment, even like focusing on him potentially getting the tap for a talk show, just like his height of stardom and like sort of the resentment and bubbling anger that John Belushi had for his like meteoric rise to success, and John was always like the punchline of a joke for just his size and, you know, his physical comedy instead of Chevy's, you know, know-how and ability to work a room. So I ended up kind of thinking about this overnight that I really like. I've settled on. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I think it is like still probably a little bit too niche of a subject for wide audiences to fully get on board with and really like.
A lot of insider baseball if you know Saturday Night Live.
But I think it still does a really good job of like painting a picture of, you know, how tough it is to get a show off the ground, and let alone a live show off the ground, and on top of that a live comedy sketch show that was unheard of at the time. Like, everything was variety hours up until that point, and like it really changed the game and reshaped the media landscape, and is a staple and an institution. It's still fucking going.
50 years. This 50th anniversary this year.
And so I think it's still. I really liked it. At the end of the day, I really enjoyed the film, but some of the complaints, length, soundtrack being far too loud.
I would say it's a great film, but there's flaws. There's flaws.
I think it's continue.
Sorry, when Belushi walks out is kind of the moment that the film kind of grinds to a halt in terms of pacing.
And that's what I mean,
well
right?
Paced
like,
up until then, and then it just hits a brick fucking wall.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I love the first like little bit.
Yeah.
The first little bit's pretty well perfect. It's just after that it kind of like it slows down a bit too much. But I think it's another good step in the right direction for Reitman. He's been on like a losing streak for a long time, but like, and like, well, I don't really think we should count Ghostbusters.
No,
like Ghostbusters wasn't his film.
No,
like it was his birthright to make that film.
Yes,
but I wouldn't say it was his movie with his signature on it.
Exactly.
Versus this, that's a little more signature. Him. So we'll see. I've seen literally every Jason Reitman movie in the theaters, so I got to keep going.
All right. Recommend or no?
Yes.
Definitely recommend.
It was an easy one. Yeah. All right.
They're saying this one might win People's Choice, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. Gabriel Bell will go 2 for 2.
Let's do it.
Good for him.
What's next?
Why don't we go to Emilia Pérez?
Woo! Emilia Pérez.
Yes. Is a rock opera?
A genre-bending...
Yes.
A Shakespearean tragedy?
Shakespearean tragedy, a rock opera by ways of a Shakespearean tragedy.
I guess, that feels right.
Yeah, I took that one from Dave.
I was about to say, that is what I called it this morning.
I just quoted Dave. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. So anyway, a drug cartel overlord, let's call him, is trying to find a way to fulfill their need as a trans woman.
They want
the full conversion. They want to live their truth. They want to be who they were always meant to be.
And they hire a lawyer
who's Zoe Saldana
to help expedite the transition.
Correct. to find the doctor to to secure their family, to set up everything, to do all the things,
all the surgeries and everything,
an absolutely obscene amount of money.
Yes.
And then kind of what happens after that.
And then we follow it after, because that's like that bit, which feels like it could take up a movie on its own, happens in like the first half an hour. Like
half hour, 40 minutes.
The rest of the film to go.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like the titular Emilia Pérez's life as herself and being true to herself, and what she wants her legacy to be now that she is Emilia Pérez.
Correct.
So this one was big at Cannes. It won a jury prize as well as a shared Best Actress prize between Zoe Saldana, Carla Sofia Gascon, who plays the titular Emilia, as well as
Selena Gomez,
pop superstar Selena Gomez.
Yes.
And then this film is directed by Jacques Audiard, who did A Prophet and Sisters Brothers.
Yes.
And Rust and Bone, all good movies.
We saw Sister Brothers at TIFF in 2018.
We did.
I also did.
I don't remember much about that movie, but
no, definitely didn't.
I saw that movie in IMAX.
Oh,
good
shit.
for you.
Good for you.
And despite it being a French film, like a French-made film,
yes,
it is almost entirely in Spanish.
Yes, I would say it's 90% Spanish,
10%
English.
10% English, yes.
And it's very jarring when they go from Spanish to English.
Yeah, you have to kind of
sometimes in the same sentence.
It's the same sentence, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a full-blown musical.
Yeah.
About a drug cartel lord who wants to become a woman.
Yep.
Which, it sounds wild, but it's actually, it works.
I mean, yeah,
it works.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. I didn't love it. I felt it was missing a few things. So, Tony, you went to the premiere.
Yes, I did.
Dave and I went the next day. So there was a little bit of a Q&A after with Zoe Saldana, Carla Sofia Gascon, and the
composer and the
songwriter.
Who just won the TIFF
sound
the
score.
Award, the awards at the TIFF award.
Yeah. So towards the end, they asked Zoe Saldana like a question that she really expanded on and went really well into, like the motivations behind each of the characters and what they're trying to achieve and who they are and everything else. And I was listening. I was standing there listening, and I'm standing because I was standing at the back at this point because my knees were killing me.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. That was like a really solid answer. Like it really went into all of their motivations and reasons for being and, reasons for existing and what they wanted to do with their life. And I was like, I just kind of wish that showed up on screen. Like her answer had more depth than I think they allowed themselves to explore. And I think to me, it's a negative side effect of trying to do a musical.
Yeah.
Because there's just things you have to do with it. And as a musical, like you could use those songs to expand the depth of your character. I don't think that they did. There was kind of all songs that were about what was going on, but not about what they were going through necessarily. Save for maybe Selena's song, which was very like into it, because like Zoe Saldana has that song in like the doctor's office when it's just like it was all things of like, oh, here's what's gonna happen sort of thing, but never really any that was building on their actual character.
Well, the one in the convention center was kind of a character building one for Zoe.
Yes, yeah. I don't know. I felt it lacked a certain amount of depth, and I felt it wasn't doing a great job at also trying to be a musical either. Like, I don't know. There's not a single song from that movie that I want to listen to again. Like, nothing stood out to me as like an all-time banger. I want to listen to it after the fact. So I don't know. I feel like it struggled to find its true balance and succeed at trying to be a rock opera. It kind of just was.
Yeah.
That's where I landed on it. I think it's good, but I don't think it's great. Performances notwithstanding.
Yeah.
all three of the leads are great in this.
Very strong, very strong female
very
leads.
strong.
Yeah, I just felt like the development of the script itself let them down, not the performances themselves.
That's fair. And I'm glad that you brought up the songs and the music, because that's where I'm going to disagree with you, because I absolutely loved the music. I loved the score. I thought this movie was really well done. I will say towards the end, I was just like, okay, where is this going? Like, you can only do so much. Like, the shit has to hit the fan, and I feel like the ending was kind of rushed for that, because like the moment after I said, okay, where this is going, then shit hit the fan, and then it was like a race to the finish,
exactly,
kind of thing, right? And I think if it was a little bit, if it was paced a little bit better, the ending would have hit a little bit harder, right? But not to say anything else. Like, it's a very strong movie, and yeah, you guys definitely should check it out.
I love the look and feel of this thing, and I did really like the songs. I don't think there's a showstopper number, to James's point, but I did like the songs. And then the other point that James was making about Zoe's illuminating what all of their struggles were, or what we're going through. She also mentioned Adriana Paz's character Epifania.
Yeah.
I guess that's
You got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
And she's not really in the movie.
Yeah.
She's only kind of like a tertiary character
Yes.
that gets talked about more than actually gets seen.
Exactly.
And the same with Edgar Ramirez, who's a big deal
Absolutely.
at the end of the film, but he's not so much a big deal as the movie goes through it.
He's just talked about.
But he's just talked
He's
about.
talked about. He shows up in like one scene, and then he like comes in full blown like towards the end, but he doesn't make. He's not there enough.
No.
Yeah, and if you're gonna keep talking about these characters, or you're gonna make big deals about these characters, I think they need to be in it more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even at the end, like, you're saying like Edgar Ramirez comes in. To an extent he does, but for a while towards that sort of climactic ending, I was like, who is this? Like, who's...
Yeah.
And then it was like... Then they show another character. I'm like, then I had to piece it together. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, now I know, because I was like, who the fuck is this?
He's almost like the Phantom in the film, where it's like he shall not be named kind of a vibe.
Except he's named all the time.
He's named all the
But
time.
he's not
Exactly.
even a big deal of a character. It's not
Exactly.
even he's just a tertiary character that they talk about more often.
Yeah, and that's where the movie kind of like one of the flaws of the movie for sure.
He's more of a plot device.
Exactly. Something to keep pushing the story.
Yeah.
That moment where I'm just like, okay, where's this going?
Yeah.
Cue Edgar Ramirez.
Yeah.
Right?
I just think that they take away from the characters and the depth that they could have brought to them.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're important enough.
No.
But I do think it's a amazing achievement, and I can't wait to see it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't love it as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
That's
where
fair.
it kind of landed.
I
on.
just really liked it.
Yeah. That's fair.
So recommends all around though for that one?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely
Yes.
high recommends for
All right,
sure.
Good.
Yes, that comes out on Netflix in November, and I believe it'll have a small theatrical release beforehand, and it's definitely worth watching with a crowd.
Yeah. It can be a lot of fun if you are with a good group of people
Yeah,
and not cramped in the Princess of Wales.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
That would be key. That would be key.
Yeah.
And because I didn't mention it previously, Saturday night comes out on October 11th, which is the anniversary of Saturday Night Live.
What a coincidence!
What a coinky dink.
Yeah. So what's next?
Why don't we go to Conclave?
Oh, baby.
Oh man.
James, tell me about Conclave.
Well, it's kind of in the title. If you are a Catholic-leaning individual, you kind of know all about
They say
it.
the goddamn word enough in the movie.
Certainly do. Conclave, conclave is when the cardinals in Rome get together to select a new pope after the pope has passed. They basically sequester themselves. There's no like phones or media or whatever, so it's just like a group of white men and some minorities picking the next pope, essentially. And Conclave is about Ray Fiennes' character. as the dean of cardinals, so he's sort of like the weird shepherd, I guess, of the cardinals, or a manager as he was called.
Yes. Wouldn't he be like the consigliere?
In a way, yeah. He has to wrangle all these guys together and, you know, help navigate the waters and perform all the ceremonies and ceremonial pomp and circumstance that goes into selecting a new pope. It's about sort of like the selection process of this new pope and all the drama and interdrama and political stakes and everything else that's happening in between all of this in order to find the best person to take on the mantle of pope. And with that, I would like to issue everybody a challenge. When you get to watch this movie, whenever it comes out,
I believe it comes out in November.
Thank you. So sometime in November, when you get to watch this movie and you're sitting in the theater, 20 minutes in, I want you to lock in what you think is going to happen at the end. Make the most wild predictions you can possibly come up with, and just hold it there. And when you get to the ending, come back to me and tell me how wildly off base you were, because I guarantee not a soul is going to be able to predict this ending unless they've read the book.
Yeah, one of the wildest swings. I would say ever.
Yeah.
I really want to see how this film is received by the Catholic community.
It's definitely going to piss off the Catholics.
It probably will, but to that end, I really enjoyed this film. It kind of blew me away with the way that it was shot. It was gorgeous. I mean, they used the Vatican essentially in Rome as a really, really cool backdrop and like framed things really, really well. I mean, it's a very...
I love the frame.
Yeah. It's also a very sort of intimate piece. Like, you are really following Ralph Fiennes' character throughout the chaos of this conclave and his own, you know, struggles with faith and struggles with his relationship with the former pope and struggles with his relationship with the cardinals. And it's... Ralph Fiennes he's one of a kind. I love his performance in this so very much.
Definitely one of the best performances for sure.
But also, you know, you have Tucci.
Yeah, the Tucci man.
Not enough Tucci. You have John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Isabella Rossellini,
which I absolutely love. She doesn't really have much lines in the movie, but when she does speak, she makes it absolutely count every time. And including that mic drop of a monologue towards the end.
So good.
Yeah.
It was the hardest final curtsy I've ever seen someone give.
And then I want to mention Carlos Diaz,
yeah.
Who plays Benitez. He's
Cardinal Benitez.
He's a big deal in that film, and I've never really seen any of it. He only has one credit on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
He's very understated, but he makes a big impact on that film. Yeah. And I would say Ralph Fiennes is also understated. It's not a showy performance at all.
No.
Which he can do.
Yep.
We know he can do showy performances, but it's very understated, very like quiet, reserved performance, and it's definitely some of his best work.
Absolutely.
But I wanted it to be a little shorter. I think in the middle it could have done with some trimming.
Sure.
But you know, it's Edward Berger who just did All Quiet on the Western Front, and might be doing the next Bond movie.
Yeah, possibly Oceans.
Or possibly Oceans.
So
Oceans what? 14, 76, whatever.
Yeah. He's got a few things lined up for him, but like I absolutely loved All Quiet on the Western Front. It was one of my favorite movies that year.
Definitely.
So I'm a big Berger fan at least.
I really like the music in this one.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They basically edited it like
I called him Berger, but yeah, Berger.
Yeah. I definitely liked how they basically edited it like a murder mystery and a thriller, because like you don't know what's happening, you don't know people's intentions, and there's so many mysteries, there's so many twists and stuff. This is a really well done movie. Again, this is one of the movies that like it was on my radar, but like I wasn't really giving it like the attention that it deserved, and when I saw it, it absolutely blew me away. Definitely one of my favorites of the festival. I cannot recommend this movie enough.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good.
It's going to be an Oscar heavy hitter.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. And if you're a devout Catholic, I definitely want you to see it.
I want the reaction,
I want those people to see it more.
Yeah. But otherwise, like I want everybody to see it.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely
really good. It will be on. Yeah, I think it will be nominated for something.
It'll be a heavy hitter, a heavy contender.
Yeah.
But it, like, I know we keep harping on the Catholicism of it all, but it's still for everyone else too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
don't just assume it's a totally religious movie. It is very much about faith, but it's also about shitty men
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
shitty things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's also very political and intriguing.
Yeah.
Like,
It keeps
it's a
you
lot
going the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
like Berger makes a bunch of dudes hanging out in a room look exciting as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know your favorite shot in that movie is when they're all in sort of like the cinema auditorium thing.
Yeah, and the
It's-
spotlight's only in the one area, and then the negative space is all dark. And I love that.
It's gorgeous.
absolutely
it looks
gorgeous.
so good.
Gorgeous movie.
It's definitely one of my favorite looking movies that
Yeah.
I've seen at the festival.
Yeah.
I'm agreed.
So,
Solid recommend.
solid recommend all
Solid
around.
recommend for sure.
Yeah. Next up.
Next up, we're gonna go with Heretic,
Ho ho ho, mama.
which was a world premiere.
It sure was.
That one, I believe, also comes out in November.
Nice.
It's directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, and it stars Hugh Grant,
Oh yeah.
Chloe East,
Yes.
Sophie Thatcher,
Yep.
and Topher Grace.
It's
You might not recognize them, but it's most certainly Topher Grace.
yes. Yeah, it is. A movie that I got to see the trailer of recently. I think what the fuck was it before?
You saw it before Alien, didn't
That
you?
was it. Yeah. So that was a fun time. No, it wasn't Alien. No, Alien had a whole bunch of random ass trailers.
Or was it Borderlands?
Yes, it was before Borderlands. Yes.
What the fuck is
Which-
the claim before Borderlands?
It was better than Borderlands.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Choice.
I mean, all right. There's my review. It's better than Borderlands, which that doesn't take much.
Doesn't say anything.
So it's a movie about two Mormon sisters of the Church of Christ of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, whatever the fuck. Who
Church
are
of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yes. Who? So anyway, so they're going around. They're doing their door-to-door thing, as you know, and
They have a list of people that they have to speak to who are
who
interested.
expressed interest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Expressed interest.
And they end up at Hugh Grant's house, Mr. Reed.
Mr. Reed, yes.
And they are invited inside to talk and spread the good word of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and try to convert this man into Mormonism. And shenanigans ensue.
I would say so. He asks some hard questions.
Yeah.
I feel like they get a little bit more than they bargained for.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Because things are not as they seem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Things continually start escalating from there. There are some, at least up until sort of things really kick off, and they have to choose a door, which I'm not spoiling much. This is in the trailer. There's a lot of laughs actually. Like our theater was laughing quite a bit, at least at times.
Some of that was awkward laughing.
Well, like a
For
lot of
sure.
it was uncomfortable laughing.
For sure, and I like that.
it's a
That's
very
great.
uncomfortable film.
Yeah.
Very unsettling.
Yeah, it really is. Hugh Grant carries this movie.
He does.
He is,
This movie is nothing without Hugh Grant.
Yeah,
I think the girls, both of the girls,
they do
are
what they do
excellent.
well, but like Hugh
Excellent.
Grant does a lot of the heavy
I love
lifting.
Sophie Thatcher in
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets, yeah.
But yes, you are right. It is very much the Hugh Grant show, and it's nice to see him continuing to kind of expand his
what repertoire?
because
Building his characters.
Yeah.
he's building out these characters. He's been doing a really good job in Guy Ritchie movies as of late,
Yes.
and he's great in Paddington too. But other than that, you always remember him as kind of like the romantic, the bubbling,
Yeah.
buffoon,
Yeah.
English buffoon in romantic
Yeah.
comedies.
He has a charm to him.
Yes.
right? And now he still has that charm. He still has that riz,
Yeah.
but he's using it in a creepy way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think he carries this film the whole way through, because there's definitely slow parts, and there's definitely some messy parts that probably
Yeah.
could have been a little better fine-tuned.
Yeah.
But I do like that it asks a lot of hard questions, because
Yeah.
I definitely was thinking to myself quite a bit during this movie when it was asking some of the questions it does about religion and about faith and about the differences between religions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to sort of go through. I mean, it's pretty well executed. I don't know if I'm like the biggest fan of the way that it sort of resolves by the end. because I think it just kind of like it picks the easiest option.
That's fair.
In my opinion.
That's fair.
But it doesn't matter as much because like Hugh Grant is still right there up until the very end, and it is still a solid. You're just kind of hooked and enthralled on his performance, and also you're kind of hooked in trying to figure out how will these two girls escape the situation that
will they escape?
When will they escape? Yeah. There's some Chekhov's moments that are, I think, a little bit too
on the nose.
A little bit too on the nose. A little bit too. They were beating me over the head with it. Of like, yeah, I get it. You don't need to show it that much in order for it to work. But yeah, otherwise, I think it was a solid movie. Good. It was a good.
I think it was half decent. I think you guys are landing it a little bit higher than me. Like I said, Hugh Grant definitely carries the movie.
Absolutely.
There was some slow moments. It's a little bit of a slow burn before shit hits the fan. I wanted it to speed up a little bit, but I feel like that's also me. That we were deep in the festival when we saw this, so exhaustion was definitely kicking in.
Sure. But it's also just like he's toying with the character, with the two girls.
The movie's toying with
you too, and it's also like control and coercion are like a key highlight of the film, as well as blind faith or blind trust.
Yeah, exactly. Could have used some trims for sure, but there are some definitely unsettling moments, uncomfortable moments.
Yeah.
But overall, I know a lot of people were just remembered like these were the guys that gave us 65. But I didn't feel that
they
at all.
They also wrote Quiet Place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so there is definitely there's definitely a future for these guys. They're finding their voice. Yeah. And I think this movie is a step in the right direction for them.
For sure. I think it's I don't know that it's a strong like rush out to theaters recommend.
No, I would
say check it out when it comes out and it's easily accessible. I mean, if you are looking for something spooky in, would you say November-ish?
November. I believe it's the 15th.
Yeah. If you're looking for something spooky around November 15th, I mean, sure. I mean, if there's no other great options at that moment, sure, go for it. But otherwise, you could also wait and but check it out still.
For sure.
It's check out but not rush out.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like we should note it is an A24 film.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like that should also give you a hint of what kind of film it is.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely.
And then I guess the last one the three of us want to talk about is The Order.
Yes.
Which stars Jude Law, Ty Sheridan.
Yes, it does.
And Nicholas Hoult. Yes. And it's based on a true story about a offshoot of a white supremacist group.
Yep.
Who is
the Aryan race.
They're basically like domestic terrorists, and then the FBI is trying to shut them down before they really make an impact.
Yeah. It is a tough subject matter to get into. It is a lot of white supremacism that you kind of have to go through, but I think it's framed in an interesting way of like it's surrounding these guys who are trying to gear up for a revolution in a way, but like to get there, it's like bank robberies and they're making some people disappear for speaking their mouth too loudly. So like there's not a lot of like necessarily outright acts of hate on the screen, but that's their whole belief system, that's their whole process. Like you can any of the speeches that they're giving each other are very like racially inflamed and very uncomfortable to watch, and kind of
they're gearing up for the moment.
Yeah.
Like they're doing whatever it takes for the cause.
Yeah. Constantly ratcheting upwards.
Yeah. And rationing their decisions and their choices.
Yeah.
And everything that they do in the name of the cause.
Yeah.
It speaks to the current moment as well. That's why it feels even more uncomfortable than it would any other time.
Yes. Yeah. And there is like a tagline at the end, because there is a book that is involved that kind of shows up throughout this movie that was kind of used as like a playbook for them, and it's still in publication and still being used.
The Turner Diaries is correct.
Yes. Yeah. And it's it influenced or had some influence and play into what happened on the January 6th thing too. So it's still relevant in that way.
The insurrection.
The insurrection, yes. All of this to say, it's shot in Alberta. They shot it in 19 days.
Yep.
And Alberta looks great. It is
those mountains,
locale.
beautiful cinematography. I was amazed, and everything was picturesque. Like, it's one of those movies where you can literally take any frame out of the movie and mount it on the wall for sure.
Yeah.
And there's some genuinely thrilling parts.
Yes.
And there's like there's a really like a chase scene that's actually quite well done.
Yeah.
It starts at the motel.
And that whole thing is
wild. Yeah.
And like it's a low budget film, but it definitely looks much more high budget.
Yeah,
for sure.
And if you've already watched our reels, you know this, but James was very much enamored by Jude Law's mustache.
Oh man, he's got a broom on him that is just magical. Like it complements his face so very well. I was just enamored with this mustache for the entire runtime. I'm like, please keep looking at the camera. I want to see more.
He was stellar in this movie. He's such a powerful performance. He is literally firing on all cylinders. And I also want to point out Nicholas Hoult. Like he is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he gives a knockout performance as well.
Yeah. I thought there were some things that were a little bit messy in this. There was the whole subplot with like his other wife and child that he was having, and that was kind of like the fuck.
Exactly.
Like, why do we need this here?
Right.
I was wondering because like they bring it up right at the beginning, and then I was like, when the fuck is it coming? Like, what are they doing with it? Are they just gonna leave it like that?
Yeah.
And then it comes back briefly, and you're like, oh.
It's almost like it's almost like an afterthought, something to just push a little bit deeper into his character kind of thing.
Guess.
But like,
it didn't
you
didn't
really need it.
No.
Dave brought up the chase scene at the motel. I want to bring up the armored car heist. On the highway.
Very good.
Again, showing the mountains and everything, showing they're literally out in the middle of nowhere, and that scene was so intense.
Even the bit where even the first armored car heist that they do in the shopping mall.
outside of the Sears.
Like, you know. Yeah, remember Sears? That was a department store,
right?
No, but like in that moment, like he catches Jude Law catches up to Nicholas Hoult and them, and he's about to get his fucking face blown off, and Nicholas Hoult is just like, no. I was just like, holy fuck, like that is
in that whole moment when they literally, because like
so intense.
Nicholas Hoult has a ski mask on, and they basically just their eyes meet, and it's like, oh fuck, there's gonna be a fucking showdown. Like these guys are gonna go.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was a really, really solid sort of action thriller.
I think that's a good word.
Yeah.
That's a good word. Solid
action.
It's not a
standard. It's not a knockout.
Knockout, but it is a solid, a propulsive action thriller.
Yeah, agreed. I said to Dave, I think afterwards that like dads would love this.
Dads would definitely love it. I really liked this movie. I thought it was really, really solid. I think I'm landing on it a little bit higher than you guys, but it's definitely one to check out.
Yeah,
and it's going to come out on Amazon Prime Video in most territories by the end of the year, and then I believe Vertical is going to be releasing it in limited release in the United States theatrically in December.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, so I would say it's a recommend though. At least I would go for it, especially if it's going to be on Amazon Prime. You have access to it. I would say check it out.
Definitely.
And if you have a dad, I would probably tell them to also check it out. Give it some views, because like there's no way that they won't enjoy it. It is a very specific genre that is a dad action movie, and this as for my dad at least, checks off the boxes. I know he'll like it. So
Definitely. So do we have anything else that we want to talk about?
I think there's a few that you two have seen. If we want to get those sort of on the way, what do you guys want to start with?
Let's start with Better Man.
Better Man. Okay, so this was the only things I know about this is it involves a CGI monkey, and it's about Robbie Williams.
Yes. So essentially, simple premise: it is a music biopic about Robbie Williams, and Robbie Williams is a CGI monkey.
That's bananas.
That is literally like it sounds really simple, but that literally sums up the entire movie.
I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin.
and it plays out like your standard musical biopic. Hits all the same beats from the start to
except inexplicably he's a monkey.
Except he's a monkey. And this movie, if it was just a regular like run of the mill biopic, it wouldn't hit as hard as it does. But he's a monkey, so you're literally watching
we just keep coming back.
You just keep. But he's a monkey. He's a fucking monkey.
Yeah.
And Tony
and it works so goddamn well.
Yeah.
Tony and I got there late before the first, after the first 10 minutes, or just as the first 10 minutes were done. And we don't know if they explain why he's a monkey or not. And we don't know if, there's a reason why everyone's just totally cool with it, even sees it. There's like a full-blown Planet of the Apes battle scene at one point that's just inexplicable.
Yep.
And
I really think he was just like, you know what? Let's just make a Planet of the Apes movie, but disguise it as like a movie about my life. And throw all my music in it.
Wild.
And it has some great musical sequences. And I think what I really appreciated about it is it's definitely a hard R-rated movie because it does not portray him very well. Like he is doing drugs. He's like swearing his face off.
Yeah.
He's cheating on his girlfriend. Yeah. There's a scene where where the monkey does heroin.
He's sitting there. There's another scene where like he's bleach blonde and like an Adidas tracksuit, and he's just like doing lines of cocaine. You think you're hallucinating what we're saying, but I shit you not that it happens.
It feels like the premise of this movie felt like a fever dream, and I haven't even seen it, so it seems everything you've said to me feels like a fever dream.
Right?
Like I don't understand how it's real.
I really
very much is real.
It is real. It happened. I really want to see this movie again.
Sure.
But I'm telling you, if it was made any other way, it would
It'd be so generic.
No one would care.
Yeah,
right.
That's
but because there's the CGI monkey, because there are it just works so well, and I didn't expect to like it. It was not on my radar at all. I had no interest in seeing this movie. I didn't even know the movie was at TIFF. Yeah. I just remember a couple days before TIFF started, Dave came to me. He said, "Tony, we got to see this movie." And I was like, "Why? Why do we got to see it?" He's like, "Dude, he's a CGI monkey." And I was like, "That's all I needed to know. Don't tell me anything else. Yeah. I'm in." And Dave said it. We got to the screening a little bit late, and me and Dave were gonna go to do our rounds to do our right. We were gonna go to the bathroom and gonna come back. Like, buddy, I was in the entire fucking time.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
I was trying to see if somebody bought it. I believe Paramount bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But I'm not too certain.
Well, we'll take that for now.
Yeah, we'll take that for now.
It's gonna come out. It'll come out before the end of the year for sure.
Great.
Paramount. There you go.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't.
Or maybe Paramount had it the whole time.
Maybe. I would not walk. I would run to see this movie. It is you got to see it to believe it.
Fire.
Definitely one to check out. I'm still thinking about it. I cannot believe this movie exists. I can't even believe this movie works as well as it does.
Yeah.
But I shit you not, it all hinges because he's a fucking monkey.
Incredible.
I would say so. Yeah. So it's limited release on Christmas Day and then wider release on January 7th, 2025. So we have a long time to wait until we find out what those first 10 minutes were like.
Yeah. But we will.
We will.
I will go to watch the whole thing, and I'll fill you in on whatever those 10 minutes are, unless you're coming with me for a second round.
I just might come to see the first 10 minutes and then bail.
We're still trying to figure out if we can see if there's another screening left in the festival, and we just
pop in.
Yeah.
Pop in and then pop out.
Just try and convince a volunteer to let us just come in for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a movie that continues to grow on me. In the moment, I was like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah.
And Tony kept leaning into me. He's like, why is he a fucking monkey?
Yeah.
It's like, is anyone going to address this? Is anyone at all? No, they don't.
It's just really well done, and it works really well for the story.
Yeah.
And it also, it lets him voice the character without, being ancient Robbie Williams who has to get de-aged.
Sure. Yeah, so, it's an interesting choice. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, and some of the musical sequences are great.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the musical sequence for Rock DJ.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And yes, do you remember the Rock DJ music video?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a part where the monkey doesn't have his skin on.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's playing on the TV and you see like a little image. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, but it just very, 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 very quietly glazes over the whole gay aspect.
All right.
Because they suggest that he's bi, and he says that he had relations with dudes. But you never see it.
You never see it.
You never see it.
All right,
They make a much bigger deal about him saying that he banged 4 of the 5 Spice Girls, and it's funnier because it's a monkey saying it.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's a huge swing. It could have like absolutely fallen flat, but it works.
Great.
Yeah, I would say so. And then we got 2 more. We wanted to just quickly go through the Shrouds.
Yeah.
Big Daddy
Which is
Cronenberg.
Big Daddy Cronenberg,
Cronenberg's back, baby.
starring Vincent Cassel
Yeah.
and Guy Pearce and Diane Kruger.
Yes.
Yes, it's about. I guess, was he a filmmaker first, or like a commercial designer?
I would say so. I think that sounds about right.
And he's invested in graveyard tech.
Fair. Okay.
So
He's an inventor. He invented it.
yeah, he kind of invented it, kind of invested in it, and it makes it so he has his own fancy graveyard, and he can see into his wife's crypt
Right.
and kind of see her decomposing.
Yeah.
And it's
In real time.
In real time.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be like more a form of intimacy, but it's weird. And at some point, the graveyard gets defaced and vandalized, and then he has to kind of find out why or
Fair.
who did it.
Right.
And that's basically the crux of the whole movie.
Yeah.
It just kind of falls into conspiracies and falls into just like grief, paranoia. He keeps having recurring dreams about his dead wife getting basically like hacked to bits to get to get the cancer out of her body, and it's just like she's just falling apart right in front of him. I didn't think it would be so horrific, but it's actually really, really horrific.
Seriously, there was one scene where it's like this very loving scene. He's holding her, but he's saying how the disease basically made her bones very frail. So if she made the wrong move, like something would happen. And there's this tender moment where it's like very nice, very loving, and then all of a sudden her hip breaks, and it's like a very loud, like I jumped 5 feet in the air, right? And like he was explaining that the character was explaining like she rolls over and she breaks a rib. Like it's absolutely horrific. But I really wish that Cronenberg went a little bit heavier into the body horror and focused on the body horror, because the movie kind of falls apart and gets bogged down by the conspiracy theories and everything, and it's like it gets to be a little too much.
Got it.
Yeah, and there's some like twisty turny parts at the end that don't exactly land as well as they should.
Exactly, and it doesn't really amount to anything.
Yeah, it just, as Tony said, I wanted more of like the body horror, more on grief, because the grief stuff is very, very moving and very like emotional.
Yeah.
And it's made exponentially like more because Vincent Cassel is basically dressed like David Cronenberg,
And he looks exactly like him.
Like when they do some wide shots, it basically looks like it's Cronenberg.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's definitely him commenting on his wife's death and kind of like trying to get
semi-autobiographical.
Yeah, it's a very personal story. You feel that. You feel his pain, and you feel like the character's pain, right? So like I really wanted to like this more.
and she also has a twin.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
And then that kind of goes into
I see where that's gonna
exactly
go.
where that's gonna go.
Yeah, you know exactly where that goes.
Right. I wouldn't rush to see this one. Like I said, I wanted to like this more. I think I'm landing a little bit more towards crimes of the future a little bit better.
Right.
I'm glad Daddy Cronenberg is back.
For sure.
I hope that we can still get a couple more movies out of him. But yeah, that's the Shrouds.
Yeah, it's definitely a divisive film, and if you don't like Cronenberg. This isn't the place to jump in.
Yeah. I mean, you don't start Cronenberg at late stage Cronenberg.
No.
You go back to the hits first. You got to understand the man before you get to this
Play
level.
the hits.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I'm not sure if that one has a release date yet.
No.
It'll be somewhere in Canada anyway.
It's going to definitely be in Canada, and it'll probably be on the Canadian top 10, Canada's top 10.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
You'll hear more about this in a few months, no doubt.
Yes.
And then the last one we want to talk about really quick is Babygirl, which stars Nicole Kidman, Harris Dickinson, and Antonio Banderas.
Okay.
And this one is an A24 movie as well, and
Well,
it comes
we love
out.
this.
It comes out in December.
We love this. Talk to me about it.
Talk to me, Goose.
Simple premise. A CEO of a big company kind of gets romantically involved with a intern.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes from there.
Huh. All right.
It's more of like a sub-dom relationship.
Yeah,
Right,
I think
okay.
think 50 Shades of Grey.
Got it, yeah.
But like A24's version of 50 Shades of Grey.
Sure. Yeah.
I really like this one. I think Nicole Kidman gives an absolutely stunning performance. She really throws herself into it and gives it her all. She's almost in every scene, and she lights it up.
Amazing.
You're basically on the journey with her of her just understanding her desire and her what do I want to say? Her sexual desire and kind of her needs, trying to fulfill her needs as like somebody who's into BDSM.
Oh, all right.
Exactly.
And humiliation type
Yeah.
thing. Like there are some things that you see Nicole Kidman do in this film that, you know, you might not think that you'd ever see. Like her gobbling up a plate full of milk with her tongue. Like a cat.
That's something.
It's definitely not a movie to watch with your parents.
Fair.
It has reminiscence of Eyes Wide Shut, and
Sure.
it is a holiday movie, so definitely I can definitely sense that there will be double bills of Babygirl with Eyes Wide Shut.
I would love to see that.
I just guess our girl Nicole gets horny around the holidays.
It's fire. I understand.
Exactly. And we keep talking about Nicole Kidman, but Harris Dickinson is very, very good as the intern, and even Antonio Banderas. We definitely needed more of Antonio Banderas, but every time he is on screen, he definitely makes an impact.
Fair.
He's not his usual charming self. He's more subdued. He's more quiet, but he does it so well. And yeah.
It also stars Sophie Wilde, who I didn't realize is the lead from Talk to Me.
She plays the assistant, right?
The assistant.
That makes sense.
And then it also has, what is this person's name? Esther Rose McGregor, who is in Yellow Jackets as well.
Oh, nice.
She plays one of her daughters.
Nice.
One of her daughters.
Nice.
It might just be that I'm a guy, so I really shouldn't comment on it, but cucking Silver Fox Antonio Banderas?
No es bueno.
No es bueno.
Oh,
No bueno.
fair.
Yeah.
No bueno.
I mean, if he's into it.
If he's into it, yeah, but as
No
was
not.
in the film, he is not into it.
Fair enough.
He's
fair enough.
very upset.
Very
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yes, it's written and directed by Helena Rain, who did a Q&A last night, and she was great. I got to meet her afterwards. Wonderful woman. She also directed Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh, yeah.
So I really hope that she continues
yeah.
from here. And yeah, I enjoyed it too. There's some very icky, uncomfortable moments.
Yep.
And then there's moments where you're just like, all right, this is awkward. And then yeah, you're hanging on everything that Nicole Kidman is doing, and she is one of our greatest actresses, and she proves why she is such a great actress here. And it's nice to see her putting in the work again.
Amazing.
This is a go for broke a lot of people are saying brave, and it is brave because she completely throws herself into this character.
Wow.
And the movie is so much better for it.
Amazing.
Big
recommend?
Big recommend.
Big recommend.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I wish I saw it with somebody, because it was one of those movies where I was reacting to it and I was like, there's no one beside me. And I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I saw it with a full crowd, and they were going cuckoo bananas.
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh.
So I think that's it for this episode then.
Yeah.
We've knocked off quite a few over these last couple of 2 bonus episodes, but we definitely have 1 more or maybe 2 more.
We definitely got a
giant ass fucking. We might have to release the superfan Josh Fimo supercut episode because he asked for the 3-hour extended cut. Maybe I'll combine
the Peter Jackson extended cut.
Maybe I'll put all of these episodes together for him just in one package. It'll be 6 hours long.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we have quite a few more that we want to talk about. We will be back next week with those. But until then, we're on day 8 here at the festival. We still got a few more things to go, and we're excited to talk to you about all of them. Anything else? Last thoughts?
No,
I'm good.
Excellent.
Bone Cinema.
Excellent. Yes, Bon Cinema. For Finger Guns Podcast, I am still Jimmy, and I'm here as always with
Big T Tony B.
Yeah, I am
Mega TIFF fanboy Dave Baldwin.
Hell yeah, and we will catch you very shortly with more coverage from TIFF.